rotate through them. You have 1 minute per question, but you'll be given 15 minutes at the end to go back and retake the book. So in terms of the review session, what we're going to do is how we did the midterm. We're going to go through all of the slides. You're going to be asked, what is this? How do you know? And then you answer it, okay? To which then you guys can take your pictures, do whatever you need to do to get it down, and then we'll move on. After the slides, okay, we have the dissected pictures from the dissected guide. So we have the starfish, the pig heart, the sheep brain, and the frog to go through for those of you who are filling out your colored pictures, okay? And then after that, we'll go through the entirety of the study guide to make sure you guys understand all the questions, okay? Also, around the room, okay, don't forget about the fully articulated skeleton. You guys are responsible for skull bones, arm bones, and leg bones. On the front table up here is a 4.5 sheep brain and the pig heart that's out. With the colored chart to help you, there's a heart model on the side desk. Along the side bench by the windows, we have the kidney model, the 2 reproductive models, and the human skull. We still have all of the frogs out from today too, if you need to take pictures of the frog skeleton or anything like that. So that's left for after we've done the whole group discussion if you guys need to relook at anything or have questions. That would be the time to ask them because I won't see you until your actual exam. Okay? Any questions before we get started? No? All right. Okay. So we're looking at the plant stem cross sections. All right. Is this a monocot or a dicot?
Monocot.
Monocot. Good. How did you know it was a monocot? The scattered vascular bundle. So each of these little guys here is a vascular bundle, right? We're going to zoom in on this vascular bundle, okay? I'll give you a second to take your pictures. All right, everyone okay with this? All right. So this is the vascular bundle in a monocot. You guys need to be able to tell the difference between the xylem tissue and the phloem tissue. So all of this stuff right in here, here, and in here. What is that?
Xylem.
Xylem. And how did you know that it was xylem tissue?
Because I remember xylem bigger than
Right. Xylem is bigger and it is hollow. Okay? That would make all of this stuff in here phloem. Now you guys need to be able to tell xylem from phloem and the 2 types of phloem cells. Okay? So we have the sieve tube elements, which are the larger ones, and then you have the smaller companion cells, which have the nucleus. Is phloem tissue living or non-living?
living.
Phloem is living, which makes xylem non-living. Okay? Phloem is living, xylem is non-living. Thank you, Cody. All right. There's an extra chair over here, Sheila, if you want to come sit over here. Are you guys ready to move on to the next slide? Yes? All right. So, is this a monocot or a dicot? Dicot. Good. How did you know it was a dicot? Rings, right? Rings. Good. So, the center part you didn't need to know. This is the pip. But this tissue right in here, can anybody tell me what this tissue is? That's xylem, yes. Good. That's the xylem tissue. How did you know it was xylem, Paige? Yeah, it's larger and it's in the inner section, okay? And if we were to zoom into it, we'd see it was hollow circles. Then we got this layer right here, this dark purple layer. Sorry to shake your hands. What is this? No, it's not phloem. Yeah, this one's a toughie. That's the cambium. You guys remember what the cambium does? It's the tissue that grows the xylem and the phloem. And then we have this pinkish stuff down in here, this outer pink ring here. And that is your phloem. So that's the entirety of this slide, guys, if you're taking pictures. Okay? So obviously a dicot because of the ring structure. And then you need to be able to tell the xylem from the phloem. Xylem in your dicots is always on the inside. Okay? And it is clear. If you were to zoom into it, you'd see big hollow circles. Your phloem is on the outer side. And if you were to zoom into it, okay, you'd see the sieve tube and the companion cells. Is there a chair up there, Elsie?
We don't know if there's something there.
Eric usually sits there, right? We'll just sit there for now. Yeah. All right. Is everybody okay with this slide? Can I move on? All right. So this is through a leaf. Remember I told you guys needed to know cross sections through both the stem and the leaf. Okay? You are responsible for knowing the leaf structures as well. So we have this up here. What is this thing in here? It is not a vascular tissue. We're looking at a leaf. No, it's something specific. It's a specific structure of the leaf.
Cuticle?
Sorry?
Cuticle?
Not the cuticle. That's a good guess. We're getting there.
Guard cell?
Ah, the guard cells. And what do the guard cells do?
Guard.
Guard. Yes, they guard the what? Yeah, they control the opening of the stoma. Good. Now, this one here is actually a vascular tissue. What's this guy here? That's the xylem, right? Bigger and empty. What's this guy here? Okay, the opening, which is the stoma. Okay, and then we have that very top section, which is your cuticle, your thick, waxy, protective cover, which would make this bigger tissue the epidermis.
That's going all the way across, right?
Yes, it goes all these bubbly like guys across here. Then we have this big, thick middle section. That's your mesophyll, okay, the interior of the leaf. Okay? Then right in here, what vascular tissue is this? Phloem. Okay? Smaller phloem. All right, that's actually his seat, Elsie. So I have a chair here. I'll give you this one. And then the last section, still the stoma. So that's the picture. Okay? You're welcome. That's the total picture. Okay, so you need to know leaf anatomy as well as cross sections through the stems. Yes?
How do you tell the difference between a guard cell and a stoma?
Okay, the stoma is the actual opening. Okay? The guard cell is the pinkish cell or purplish cell surrounding it. Okay? So they're more concerned with you guys knowing the vascular tissue and the epidermis and the mesophyll. Everyone okay with this one? Alright. So here's another guy. So this guy up here, what's this top layer? Epidermis. Good. What's this layer in here? No. Mesophyll, yes. Okay. Then we have this guy down here, which is also mesophyll. It's just a different kind. Okay. And in your vascular bundle, you have your larger empty xylem and your smaller filled-in phloem. And then you have your lower mesophyll, your lower epidermis, and this is where you can see the real difference here, Peter. The opening or pore is the stoma, and then the cells on the side of it are the guard cells. All right, so that's the entirety of that picture. You guys okay if I switch it over? All right, so now we're on to tissues. What is this? Smooth muscle? Skeletal? It is skeletal. Good. How did you know it was skeletal muscle? All the things on the top. What do we call it? Multinucleated. Good. So this is the entirety of this one, guys. It is multinucleated. So remember we saw this. Each of these, okay, where we have these white bands, is a muscle cell. And all these little purple guys are the nuclei. So it is skeletal muscle because it is multinucleated. Anybody need an extra minute here? No? Alright. What is this? Cardiac?
Cardiac.
So we think it's muscle. So we have cardiac muscle.
Isn't it cardiac because it has the one disc that's perpendicular?
One disc perpendicular. Any other thoughts?
Parliament.
Okay. So Sheila's skeletal. What were you saying? Ah, it is skeletal muscle. Remember, you had the two types of skeletal muscle you needed to look at. Okay? Again, it's multinucleated. All the little purple guys, multinucleated. Okay, you can see all the red guys in here, multinucleated, and it's striated. So the things that someone thought were intercalated discs are actually the striae. Okay? I'll point out the distinctive difference when we look at cardiac. Okay? But this is skeletal. Okay? You can tell it's not cardiac because it's not branched. Alright? And it's big. Alright? That's the entirety of this slide, guys. You alright if I switch it? Yes.
You said the one on the right is also skeletal?
Yeah, these are both skeletals. Yes.
How come you can't see the nucleus itself? Oh,
Ah, because this is a full fiber, this is cut through the fiber. So this is actually a circle that's been flattened on the slide. That's why the nuclei aren't as distinct. They're in there, you can see a little red dots if you look closely.
the one on the actual one will be the one that's cut in half, or it would be the one that's...
Either or. Either or. Okay, you have to know both. It may not even be on there. We'll have a muscle tissue question, but it may not be skeletal. Alright? What is this? Ah, the ovaries. Good. How do you know it's the ovary? Follicle. Good. You know because it has the follicle. Right? This guy here, this is the follicle cell. Okay, that's the distinction for the ovarian tissue. Okay, this is the entirety of this one. Okay? Identifier is the cell, which looks like a basic animal cell with the nucleus in the middle. You guys okay if I switch slides? All right, what's this? Smooth muscle? Smooth muscle? It is smooth muscle. So how'd you know it's smooth muscle? Spindle shape, like that almondy stretched out shape. Good. What else? Yeah, it's the centrally located nucleus, okay? Remember, we looked at ones that were teased and isolated, so they have this kind of long, distinctive appearance, but they have the singular nucleus, okay? So you can see the moored strands like this, completely separated like these two, okay? And you know it's smooth muscle because it is that kind of almond shape, thick in the middle, tapered out long towards the ends, with the centrally located nucleus. Okay. Does it alright if I switch? What is this? It's not sperm. It's the rat testes. Good. Okay? And how do you know? Well, because of the sperm, right? So, this is a lower magnification than we've zoomed in to move these cells over here. So, these little cells around the outside, those are the seminiferous tubules. Okay, so that gives them a distinctive appearance. Then we have all this swirly stuff in the middle, which is the sperm. Okay? So very different from the cat ovary. Okay, those are the two reproductive tissues you need to know, the cat ovary and the rat testes. Are you guys ready if I click to the next one? All right, what's this?
That's the skeletal. I mean the cardiac.
That's the cardiac muscle, yes, that's cardiac. How do you know it's cardiac?
It's branched and it has the disc.
It's branched and it's got an intercalated disc, and each separate cell has a single nucleus. Okay? Here's your nucleus. Here's your intercalated discs. Okay, the intercalated discs run perpendicular to the nucleus. Now, what did I tell you about the cardiac muscle in labs, guys? We can't always see the intercalated discs. So I would never pick a cardiac muscle tissue unless you can very obviously see the intercalated discs. Okay? But this is the identifier for your cardiac tissue. Branched and intercalated discs. You guys okay if I switch to the next one? Okay. That's it for slides, guys. That's all we looked at this semester. Alright? Done the slides. There wasn't many of them. There's at least one question from each of those slides. You have one reproductive cells. You have one muscle tissue. And you have cross-section through a leaf or a stem. Okay, so there's one from each of those groupings. So make sure you know the slides. You will see at least one from each of those categories on your final. Okay? So for the starfish, you will have a starfish on your final, but only one question from the starfish. Okay? So we're going to start up. There we go. We're going to start up here. What's this structure?
Is that the stone or the ring canal?
It's on the inside. So it's actually the stone.
My bad.
It's alright. Okay, what's this here? That's actually the gonad. Okay? What's this here? These guys.
Is that the
Lateral. Good. For those of you who did the C-star reports, these are your lateral canals. Good. What is this here? In your starfish, they look quite different, right? The gonads were much smaller in the Tuesday lab. They were a little bit more red in appearance. But in the Saturday lab, we actually saw a few that were big like this. Okay? The digestive gland is much like kind of grainier and cellular, kind of more of a brownish color in the starfish that we have. Okay? It's kind of hard to see in the picture, but you can. These guys look more squishy and soft. These guys are very distinctive and granular and brown color. Okay, that's it for this picture, guys. Can we move to the next one? All right, another starfish. I believe we start here. What's this here?
That's the ring
A ring canal. What's this? Radial. And these guys? Lateral canals. And there wasn't much that we looked at in the starfish. Most of it was water vascular, right? And then we had the digestive gland and gonad. Are you guys all right if I switch? All right. Here's where things get a little bit more tricky, okay? The labels actually start up here, but what's the first thing you do when you see the pink heart?
Label.
Figure out left versus right, and what's the most distinctive one? Left ventricle. So on this diagram, where would the left ventricle be? To your right, right? So the side closest to me, this is your left ventricle in here. Because of the thickness of the wall, all right? This is thick wall, this means left ventricle. And keep in mind, the ventricle is actually the opening, not the muscle. It's this guy right here, okay? You compare the thickness of this to the thickness of this, okay? This is obviously much thicker, that means left. Even though right now it's on your right, right? This is still the left. So, can anyone tell me what this is in here?
Right atrium.
Sorry? This guy right here. That's your aorta.
I knew it.
Okay? The aorta. You have to know the aorta. Okay? This guy right here is a valve that you didn't need to know, but it was on the picture. Aortic semilunar. Alright? Not a valve you need to know. The only valves you guys need to know are your cuspids. Okay, then we have this guy in here. What's this? Someone, what is this? Left atrium, right? This is the left side here. It's the left side. Left atrium. What is this guy? What valve is it? Bicuspid. Right? The left side has the bicuspid valve. Okay, and we already talked about this. What was this? Left ventricle. Good. So now we're going to come over here. What is this guy in here?
Right
The
ventricle.
right ventricle. Good. What's this? Tricuspid. And the
Right atrium.
right atrium. Okay, so there's a few more heart pictures. So this is going to get a little repetitive, but it's better to practice than not to practice, all right? So these are all of the pictures that you guys all have online in your dissection guide folder. You got it, Amanda? You're okay if we move forward? All right. Now this guy, likely start up in here. What is this called?
That looks like the right atrium.
Ah, very good. The right atrium. Right? First thing you do is find left from right. So this one's been flipped, right? Look at the thickness of this wall compared to the thickness of this wall. This means this is the left side. So that makes this the right atrium. Then we have this funky valve in here. This is not one you need to know, but this is the pulmonary atrium. Good. This one's done. So remember, whenever you're faced with the heart outside of the body, look for the thick ventricular wall. Thick wall means left side. Okay, I'm going to switch to the next one. All right. So this is a heart that's been cut in half, so we're going to look at both halves of the heart, okay? So we have a mirror image right here. We like to start up here at the top somewhere. So what is this in here?
The aorta.
The aorta. Okay. What is this in here? And this in here.
That is that's the left atrium.
Okay. Steven says left atrium. What else does anyone else think? Anything else? This and this. Sorry? A valve? It's not a valve. It's not a valve. I'm just messing with it. It is the left atrium. Right? No. This opening here and this up here is all part of the left atrium. Okay, then we have this guy in here.
Tricuspid.
No, not the bicuspid. That's the aortic semilunar. Okay, the one that connects to the aorta. What is this? That's the bicuspid. All right, the bicuspid sits in the ventricle, guys. This connects from the ventricle inside the very beginning of the aorta. Okay?
But you said we're not going to be asked to.
No, you do not need to know the semilunars in terms of anatomy. In blood flow, you need to know them, but not in anatomy. No. What is this here?
Left ventricle.
Left ventricle. Good. Okay. What are these two in here?
That's the right ventricle.
Yeah, that's the right ventricle. Oh, sorry, we started up at the top.
That's the right atrium.
Well, there we go. That's the right atrium. What is this in here?
The tricuspid.
The tricuspid. And then we have the right ventricle down at the bottom. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. All right. So what is this guy in here?
Left ventricle.
Left ventricle. Good.
That's the bicuspid.
Bicuspid. What is this?
Left atrium.
Left atrium.
The aorta.
No.
I mean,
The aortic semilunar and the aorta. Yes.
Why in the other pictures was it more hollow and seems half-witted, and in this one there seems to be a lot of tissue blocking?
Why does there seem to be a lot of tissue? It's a very good question. We've actually looked at hearts from 3 different specimens without you guys really knowing it. The first was the pig heart. This is the sheep heart. The second one was the human heart. Okay? They're all mammalian hearts, okay? And they all have the exact same structure. That's just really hard to find good dissection pictures online. Right? So it's actually got nothing to do with, it's just also the way they cut it open. Where it looks much more tissue-y than the other guys. You can't see the openings as well. It has a lot to do with the way they cut through the heart as well. That's a really cute eye. Can I switch the slides? Yeah? Okay, we should, yeah, we're on cheap brain
I
again.
was just going to.
Okay? So whole brain first. So dorsal view, so looking down at the top. What is this big section? Cerebrum. Cerebrum. Good. The big frontal part is the cerebrum. What's this guy back there? Cerebellum. Good. This guy? Brainstem. Yeah, okay? What's this guy here? Yeah. The longitudinal fissure. The very bottom of the brain or back of the brainstem here is the connection to your spinal cord. Okay? We can't differentiate the parts of it unless we look on the underside, which is where we can tell the pons from the medulla.
Is it the chiasm?
No, it starts with an O. Not occipital, that's a bow. Or a lobe. It starts with optic. It's the optic chiasma.
Oh, you're almost there.
Okay, the optic chiasma. Then we have this one up here with us. That's the medulla. Okay? The pons is in here. It's hard to see from a picture because it's not three-dimensional. But the pons is actually a bit more projected and lobular outwards. Okay? That makes that the brain stem. Now, what did I tell you guys about the whole brain of this sheep? Do you remember? That we're smarter than them? I hope so. No. On the whole brain, the favorite things to pin are these guys up here and the optic chiasma because they are the most distinctive parts of it, the most easy to identify. Okay, remember you guys don't have to spell them, you just have to recognize the word, right? So olfactory bulb and the optic chiasma, X marks the spot, are favorites to pin on the exam. Okay? I'm going to switch to the next one. You got it, Lucia? Okay. All right, half brains. This is the harder part. Okay, we start over here. So tell me what this is.
That's the little medulla?
No,
Or is it the pons?
neither. Sorry? Nope. Fourth ventricle.
Oh, it was close.
It's the fourth
said third
ventricle.
I was about to
The
say, I'm
opening.
over
This
three.
whole ball is the cerebellum. Yes. But this opening, right under here, between the brainstem and the cerebellum, and up into the cerebellum is the fourth ventricle. Good. What is this in here? It's the opening here. It's the third ventricle. Good. Then we come over to this. It's two words.
Corpus callosum.
Corpus callosum. God, the corpus callosum, big body. And what is this right here?
Third eye.
It is the third eye. What's the technical name for the third eye?
No idea.
Optic, yep.
Optic nerve, which is the end of the optic chiasma. Good. Then we have this big circular thing right here. Sorry?
Hypothalamus.
Thalamus.
The thalamus. The thalamus. This one right here.
Hypophysis.
Hypothalamus. Below. Okay? Then there's a little arrow in here. I just kind of hard to see. What would that be? The pituitary. Good. Pituitary. Then we have this up in here.
Pineal gland.
Pineal gland or pineal body. Okay, what's this? It's two words. First one starts with an S, second one with a C. Scientific term that means above. Superior. Colliculus. Superior colliculus. Then we have this here. That's the pons. Okay? See how it projects out a little bit more? And then we have this here. Medulla. Yeah.
Are there any favorites?
I was just, no, there's not, actually. There's like a good chunk of them that are often picked from. One thing I will point out, though, that students tend to confuse quite a bit, the corpus callosum and the superior colliculus then your superior colliculus is more ball-like, and it's closer to the cerebellum. Okay? They also tend to mix up this guy in here, the pineal gland, with the pituitary gland. All right? I get that one. They're both P's and both glands. All right? The pituitary is also on the, always on the bottom. It's roughly called the ball sack of the brain because it dangles from it. And I remember that because it's the only one that has a T in it, the testicle. But the pituitary is the one that hangs from the bottom of the brain. Okay? Any of these can be pinned, guys, so you have to study all of them. Well, you should study everything. There's no favorites for them. All right. Another half brain. Okay? What is this in here?
Fourth
Fourth
ventricle.
ventricle. What's this guy? Third ventricle. What's this?
Corpus callosum.
Corpus callosum. See, it's easier now, right? What's this? Optic nerve. What's that? Thalamus.
Hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus.
Pineal.
Pineal gland. Good.
Pituitary.
Pituitary.
Superior
Colliculus.
Superior colliculus.
pons.
Pons. And
Medulla.
medulla. Okay? Still a sheep brain, but you can see it's been kind of swooshed in a little bit. Okay? For those of you who know, not all of your sheep brains were as nice as some of the other groups. I think we got one more of this had a sheep brain. We good? Okay. So another swooshed in one. What's this guy?
Fourth.
Fourth ventricle,
Third ventricle.
third ventricle,
Corpus callosum.
corpus callosum, and this one actually shows you the lateral ventricle. Okay, that opening there. This optic nerve,
Pineal.
thalamus,
Hypothalamus.
hypothalamus, below the thalamus. This guy up here,
Pineal.
pineal gland. This guy right here,
Pituitary.
pituitary. Superior colliculus, pons,
Medulla.
and medulla. That should be it. Then I think we move on to the frog. Okay? Yeah, there we go. Frog internal. So for those of you who had today's lab, you should all be perfect on this. Alright? So, this, which is X'd off, okay, because it looks funky, but anybody know what this is?
Heart.
The ventricle of the heart. Very good. Okay, what is this here?
That's
Kid-
The lungs.
Oh.
Excellent. What's this?
the liver.
The liver. What is this here?
Large intestine.
Small intestine. This is the ileum. So remember when I warned you guys that they would have a pin through the middle of the small intestine, but it would still be all blobbed up? Okay, that's the kind of thing they're going to do. This is the stomach here. So if they're going to pick the duodenum, it would be right here. You can't even see the large intestine. Okay? And what's this in here? The kidney. By the way, you didn't see this in yours, but all this in here, anybody know what this is? Well, some of you saw this today.
Isn't that fatty?
That's not the fat body. Think your group, Stevens.
The eggs?
This is egg in here. This is ovary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So this was actually a graphic female. You can see the eggs in there. Alright, you guys alright if I switch? Okay, so another one. What's this guy right here?
Lungs.
The lung. Oh, we're gonna start over there. Sorry. Large intestine. Okay. What is this? which has been X'd out for you as part of reproductive structure. This blob in here, again, ovary.
Why does the rear cut my small intestine do it? Don't they kind of look like
They do, but you can tell them apart if you follow the path of the stomach and the large intestine. These guys are more not centrally, but off to the sides.
near the egg?
Yeah. Usually the eggs sit on top of them and these guys sit underneath them. You guys okay if I switch over? Alright. So, I'm guessing I start up here. What's this? The liver. Good. And you can see this little dude up here. What was that? The gallbladder. Good. Oh. Alright. The spleen, the big black ball. Alright. Then we have the large intestine or colon. Remember, they're the same thing. Okay, and then we have the liver. So here you get a better view of the eggs and the ovaries in here. So when you guys see the frog, you'll have the whole frog to look at, not pictured sections like this. But it'll also help you put things into perspective a little bit. You guys okay if I switch? Alright, so yours will look more like this, right? Okay, so I'm not sure where we start here. Alright, the liver. Okay, your three big lobed liver. Here's the end of the gallbladder sticking out down here. Okay, what is this?
Stomach.
That's the stomach. Good, that's the stomach. Okay. Then I'm guessing we jump up here.
Heart.
So this is the ventricle specifically. So let's go over the parts of the frog heart. This big bottom is the ventricle. What would this be? Left atrium. Very good. Remember to put yourself in the orientation of the frog. So this is left atrium, right atrium. Okay, what is this in here?
That's the large intestine.
Large intestine, what's this stuff?
The ileum.
The ileum, good. Oh, I didn't do it backwards. Alright, so this stuff all in here, not intestine, this is actually testes. This is a male frog, this is testes. Okay?
Why do none of it look like the ovaries then?
Yeah, they look very similar.
Would they say the card that we're looking at with the sexes? When we're looking at the
No.
card, they won't.
But we don't need to know the ovaries.
You don't need to know. The ovaries and testes are not anything you guys need to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the major